Assalamu alaikum, what you saying, bro? So I've done this message, you know, I've not really prepared it very well, but it's my Eid Mubarak message obviously to everybody on the social media platforms. It's also my Eid Mubarak message to Matt Hancock and his good old boy Boris, mate. Just to point out the how do you call it, the discrimination that was very, very visible in your North lockdown of the North, just 2 hours before the day of Eid, which I think everybody understands to be a discriminatory message. Everybody sees it for what it is. And my advice is to this government, if you want people to follow guidelines and rules and laws, then don't discriminate. Don't pick the areas in the country which have the highest percentages of Muslims and then lock them down the night before Eid because you realised late that it was going to be Eid. That's really what happened, and we all are very, very clear upon this. And in these same areas, I'm from Leeds, for example. I'm a Leeds boy. I love Leeds. I love the fact that Leeds have got promoted. But in these same areas, when Leeds got promoted, the Millennium Square was packed, people hugging each other, no social distancing. There was a load of rubbish left there. And not that I'm against that, but I'm saying Leeds was on lockdown when these sort of things were happening. But the areas with more Muslims, percentages very close to Leeds, bordering the Leeds area, were locked down before Eid. The same thing happened in Liverpool. I'm in Liverpool right now. The same thing happened in Liverpool when Liverpool won the Premier League. That area was on lockdown. So it's clear, very clear, that when Muslims are going to be gathering in family households, following the guidelines, when the mosques are implementing these guidelines and enforcing these guidelines, we are still not being allowed to go to each other's houses in these areas. And for those who were unfortunate enough to live in those areas, it was very, very sad news. And it came out 2 hours before the day of Eid, which for me it's an absolute shambles. And then there was an MP which you publicly backed, Mr. Boris Johnson, an MP who said that in the Calderdale area it's very clear that the people of the BAME community were those who were not following the social distancing guidelines and that. And this was even more embarrassing, the fact that you acknowledged that question and you allowed that question, because those questions get screened on national television. You allow that question to incite more hate and more division between our communities. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you not shut that question down? Please don't speak like that, because at the end of the day, you're allowing division to happen in our communities. And I went to actually a Black Lives Matter protest in Millennium Square, very socially distanced. On the other hand, the Leeds fans, there was no social distancing going on. Once again, I'm a fan of Leeds, I'm a fan of the city. I'm not trying to, say something about that person or that person or that person, but your type of comments, these type of comments are what's making me compare situations. And I don't want to compare these situations, because then that allows that division to happen between me and my friends and my local community in Leeds and in the rest of these areas. So please, in future, think about these things more clearly. If you wanted to do a lockdown for Eid, if you wanted to be clever about it, do it a week in advance, okay? Or don't do it at all, let Eid happen, then do the lockdown. Because then that way you're showing that you're showing some empathy towards these people. Imagine if somebody watching right now, if it was the day before Christmas Eve, at 10 o'clock in the night, you said, nobody can go around to each other's family houses in this area, in this area, in this area. How would people feel? People wouldn't follow your guidelines anymore because you're showing disrespect and discrimination. But if you did it more cleverly and you were more empathetic, people would. So that's my advice to you, Mr. Boris, and my Eid Mubarak message to you and Mr. Matt Hancock. Peace.